Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. EQ Nostalgia here, and today I want to talk to you guys about something controversial right now happening in the Elder Scrolls Online. Now, before I get into that, I have to mention that I recently got into Elder Scrolls Online probably about 3 weeks ago in anticipation for One Tamriel. I think it's something that, well, the game really needed it from the beginning. It's something that should have been in it. It's very Elder Scrolls-ish. Enemies that scale to you. I kind of was expecting that when I got into the game. So, coming back to that, I was very excited. Now, today we've got the Halloween event, the first real Halloween event happening in the Elder Scrolls Online. And I love holidays in MMORPGs. I have since 2003 with EverQuest Online Adventures. And, this is the first time it's not just Crown Store stuff. There's actually an event. You can do quests and you can get some pretty cool stuff. All of the details I'll be going over later. Obviously, that's in a different video. But to get to the point here, this motif, this Harley Quinn motif, it's only available in the Crown Store. Now, if you don't know what a motif is, it's a style. It's a crafting style. Like you have the Bosmer and the Khajiit crafting styles. They have a very unique look. It's the racial look that people really like. There's different motifs out there. And this one is something that you can only get in the Crown Store. And that's why people are mad about it, because these motifs you can usually find all around the world. Well, this gives people kind of an advantage, and I can see why people are upset about this. Some people don't care because they look at it like, oh, it's just cosmetic, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't give you any statistical advantages, but people who are into crafting are upset about this, and I cannot blame them, and the reason for that is that it does give them an advantage. If they spend the money to get the motifs, then they can turn around and they can make more money selling that stuff, because obviously there's not going to be many people that have it. The people that do have it, they had to buy it. You can't just get it out in the world. So that's a cause for concern. All of a sudden, you've got a system in place where someone can spend money and they can get an advantage. Now, that is contingent entirely upon the fact of people wanting that set. At first, people are really going to want it, and then it's one of those things where it's going to become widely available, supply and demand, yada, yada, yada. But at first, yeah, I can see that being upsetting. I'm just starting to get into crafting. I just hit level 30 in this game. I quit over a year ago, and I did not quit out of frustration, but because I was doing other things at the time with the channel. But nevertheless, this is something that it makes you raise an eyebrow. It's like, because you have to wonder, how much further are they going to go with this? And usually, somebody on Reddit had a really good point. They said that games start out one of two ways. They'll either have a cash shop in there that is pay to win or has things in it that suck, or eventually they'll start to slowly unveil it over time, and people just kind of go, oh, well, the game's older now, they need the support. I don't really care, I've been playing it for years, and people just kind of adopt it. That is something that's likely to happen with ESO, whether you want to hear that or not. And the first time when I looked at the Crown Store, I was like, it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, you can buy experience scrolls and shit like that, which is kind of like, I think you're pushing it a little bit there. But then when they started dropping mounts for like $40+, it's nothing new. We've seen it with games like World of Warcraft, but it's annoying. Because if you see that mount, you're like, oh, I really want that. But damn, I'm not willing to turn around and spend $40, $50 on it. I think 50 is the highest they've ever been. Somebody correct me if I'm mistaken. But these mounts, they can get pretty expensive. A lot of the things in the Crown Store, it's like, you just kind of... it's not pay to win, but you deal with it, right? But this seems to be like they're crossing the line. They're starting to just kind of push a little bit of their toe over that line to see how far they can push you. And the thing is this is a business, folks, and they will see how far they can push you. They will start to do things like this. And if nobody throws a fit, then the next thing you know, they'll put something else in there that goes a little bit further, and half their foot will be over the line. And then before you know it, they just step right over the fucking line. And that's the concern. Some people might laugh at that and say it's not a big deal. Stop with the doomsaying bullshit. But it is. It's a cause for concern for a lot of people. I want to know what comes next. How much further are they going to push this? And the thing that's upsetting to me is you go onto Reddit and you go into the Steam forums and you read people who are complaining about this. You've got the people who are doing the whole, quit with the QQ thing and stop crying. It's, that kind of thing. It's like, fuck, these developers, these publishers, they don't even have to push it because the fanboys will do it for them. I'm sorry, if it doesn't bother you at all, it doesn't mean that it's not something that's a potential problem for other people. If you don't see it as a problem, that's fine. But when you start telling other people they're just crying, it's nothing, it's not a real problem, you're mistaken. Because if this goes too far, and it will go too far if you let it go too far, because I've seen it time and time again, then you're going to start to see damage happening to this game. And just on a side note, I have to say, ever since coming back, I'm very impressed with the Elder Scrolls Online. I've been having a blast with it. A lot of fun, and to the point where I'm like, damn, why didn't I just keep playing it this whole time? But it is a good time to come back for One Tamriel. And I certainly don't want to turn anyone away from the game. That's not the point of this video. But I think that people need to just keep an eye out. At this point, we need to let ZeniMax know, we're watching you, man. You know, if you go a little bit too much further, then we're going to have to fucking pull back and snap on you. You know, I think that's what it comes down to. I think they just need to know that they're starting to step over the line a little bit. At this point, I want to kick it over to you guys. Let me know what you think about this. What do you think about advantages in the crafting store? Even if it's something small, like giving people a monetary advantage for a couple of weeks until the motif phase wears off. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this, please remember to rate it thumbs up. I thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video.